Hey, what's up, everyone? So I was looking at my videos and I realized I didn't do an addiction story, a true, basically a timeline of what happened with my addiction and methadone and all that stuff. I don't have the normal addiction story. Not belittling anybody who did, but I never did heroin. I've never done meth or any hard drugs. I was kind of not forced into it, but unexpectedly, uh, well, unexpectedly thrust into it. So, anyways, here's how it happened. When I was in the army, I deployed twice, and then I went to Germany, and finally, after Germany, I I got out of the military. And about 1 to 2 months after that, I had a hernia. It hurt really bad, and I had to get surgery. So this was, I had broken things in the past, like my ankle, my shoulder, and all that. But that was when I was a kid, and I didn't get to handle my own medication. Well, this time, when I had surgery on my hernia, I couldn't move. It was so bad. And my doctor, who was a doctor in the military, Madigan, Fort Lewis, he decided to give me a whole bunch of Percocet. The first time I took it, I remember it was kind of like an awakening. It was crazy. I remember I was at my ex-girlfriend's house. I took one, and I was happier than I'd ever been. And a part of me said, "Whoa, this is something that that I like." So anyway, I took it for a month, and I was fooling myself into thinking that I didn't fully recover, but I had, and I was up walking around, going to the store, driving, things like that. And sorry if the camera's shaking. It's somewhat cold, and I can't be in the house right now, but yeah, I was up and walking around, and I was kind of in denial that I was healthy, and so I kept asking for Percocet. My doctor kept doing it. Well, finally, I talked to a nurse, and she said, "Whoa, you've been on it for 2 to 3 months." I can't remember exactly how long I was on Percocet, but they said she said, "You've been on it way too long. We're going to have to put you in a rehab facility or integrate you somewhere, you know." And so I went to the VA, the Veterans Administration Hospital, and this was near Tacoma, Washington, where I used to live. Now I'm in Oregon, and they put me on methadone. And the plan was to put me on methadone for a week or two and taper me off. But I started realizing that all of my pain from my disability, because I'm 80% rated disability-wise, all of my pain was gone. And my doctor was like, "Wow, let's keep you on it." So I stayed on it for 5 years. And that's what I want to talk about, is that 5 years. Now, put a pin in that. We'll talk about the 5 years in a second. But to go along with the timeline, I met my fiance, and she was in Myrtle Creek, Oregon. That's where I'm at now. I'm actually on a farm with her. But there was no methadone clinic that I knew of around here, and so I was forced to withdraw from 70 milligrams straight off. And I don't recommend cold turkey methadone to anybody. But as I said in previous videos, kratom was a saving grace. Now again, some people may say that that kratom is just trading one addiction for another, but to me it wasn't, because I took it, it took away my withdrawal symptoms, and now I'm done with it. I used it about a month ago when I had a broken broken tibia, and the doctors wouldn't give me any pain medication for for my broken bone because I had methadone, and they thought that I was a that I was a illicit drug user, and so they said, "I'm sorry, we can't do that." And so I had to take kratom for pain, and it worked. But anyways, now it's like 7.5 months later. I got off it in July, and it's now February, almost March, and I feel great. I feel like my normal self now. I do have bouts of like not wanting to do anything and sleeping a lot more and all that stuff, but that's about it. Now, the thing that I put a pin in before, talking about the 5 years that I was in methadone, I was taking methadone. This was, I never had an experience like this before in my life. The way that it worked was you started out at it, it's just like a normal methadone clinic, right? But it's at the VA hospital. So we go in, take our dose every day, and then if you have clean UAs and you attend therapy sessions and stuff like that, you can get carries. I got it all the way to once every 2 weeks. I didn't trust myself with a month of methadone. But I'll be honest, there are times that I did 1.5 times the dose. I've been there when you're doing 2 weeks and you're 2 days short and you start withdrawing for those 2 days. I've been there. I'm not going to lie, because so many people who are on methadone, they do other drugs and they use methadone as a stabilizer. Many people who were friends of mine, they would offer me heroin and all that stuff because to many of us, methadone didn't block anything, not a painkiller or anything like that. And there were times that I had taken Percocet while I was on methadone. 5 years is a long time, especially when you're around a lot of addicts. But this is, it's so hard to talk about methadone because now that I'm off it, I'm so happy, you know. But there are so many people that do need it, and I'm not discouraging the use of methadone because there are people who are saying it saved my life and all that stuff, but it's hard for me to discourage. But anyways, I would like to know what you guys think. This was just a quick summary of what happened. And yeah, but anyways, I'm happy now. I've been off of it for a while, and I'm done with kratom. I didn't have any withdrawal from it. So if you guys have questions about that also, hit me up. So anyways, I'll talk to you guys later.